in to another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. I'm Terry, that's Tim, and we are ready to break down some baseball here. And then after that, a couple of NHL playoff games. Tim will probably disappear in between. But hey, maybe we'll even talk a little bit of NBA after these. So we'll start here in the first game that I chose, Cincinnati. The Reds are in Cleveland facing the Guardians. Plus 115 for the Reds, minus 135 for the Guardians, a total of 8. When I was looking up stats earlier, I noticed that the Cleveland Guardians are really good against right-handed pitchers. And the Guardians aren't really a team that I would expect to be really good in any kind of hitting category. Just so to see them top 5 in hitting and slugging against righties kind of caught my eye. And then the fact that it's the Reds. So you're getting Cleveland at home, minus 135. Pretty good against righties and facing Tyler Mahle on the road. I think this is a good spot for the Guardians. Not really a team that I go and really back a whole lot, but I like them tonight. I think it's a good spot for them. I have them on the money line, and I want to talk anybody off the run line or even their team total. I think Guardians can get some runs, and then when the Reds pitch bullpen comes in, they could probably get some more runs. Tim, Reds and Guardians, any thoughts on this one?
Wow, you're fading the best team in baseball. That's kind of nothing. These two teams, I kind of lean towards an over. I didn't bet anything in this one. Tyler Mahle has not been good this year, hitting at a over 5.89 ERA in his 36 inning pitch. If he's trying to get traded out of Cincinnati, he is not doing a good job. On the other side, you got Cal Quantrill, who's been iffy this year, 3.93 ERA and 34 innings pitch. We can kind of start to use those stats now, seeing that they've got a little bit of numbers behind them. And one thing with Cleveland this year that's kind of weird, I did not expect them to struggle in the pitching category. That one was they've been a little bit off there, and they've been hitting, which is exactly the opposite of what I expected from this team. I'm expecting some runs in this game. I think Tyler Mahle gets hit. I think Cal Quantrill gets hit. Cincinnati's been able to actually produce some offense, minus that the Pittsburgh series, which they weren't really able to do much. Lean towards the over in this game. I just didn't get to anything.
All right. Toby says, let's go Lightning. Big win for the lads. Keep giving the pups plus money, Vegas. Yeah. My best bet yesterday, Tampa Bay team total over 3.5. At the end of the third period, I was like, I was getting a little bit nervous there.
Never in doubt.
And they got it. So I got 3.5, the money line. Great job for the Lightning. We'll move on to the second game I chose here. The Astros, minus 135, are in Boston facing the Red Sox, plus 115. Total of 9 in this one. Houston, they lost the first game there as an underdog. I guess they were an underdog for a reason in that game. They lost that one, but they bounced back big time yesterday. And now it's Garcia against Pivetta. Pivetta, a pitcher I love to fade, and Astros minus 135, playing great baseball right now. It's kind of a no-brainer for me. I'm on the Astros team total over 4.5, and the Astros run line minus 1.5. I think we kind of see somewhat of a repeat of yesterday. I don't think they may score as much, but I think they're going to score 7 plus runs and get a convincing win against a Red Sox team that is kind of disappearing to the bottom of the division. Tim, Astros and Red Sox, what do you think here?
Yeah, as crazy as it sounds, I kind of lean towards the under. The one thing that kind of kept me off of it was Nick Pivetta. You got a Houston team that, everybody's going to go and look back at yesterday and see that they hit 5 home runs in one inning, and They scored 13 runs, and that just pushes me right towards an under. I really think that you're going to get a solid pitching out of Luis Garcia, sorry, who is pitching to about a little less than 3 ERA. Granted, one of those starts that kind of escalated that was 5 runs, 5 hits against the Toronto team, which they allowed up some runs. So that kind of escalated that one. Nick Pivetta has not been good. Main reason why I stayed off of it. He's got an over 5 ERA. Yet, last 2 starts, he's actually been quite solid. 1 earned run on 8 hits in 13 innings, 12 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Once again, those are the last 2 starts. So he's been pitching a little bit better. Yes, the Brewers suck. It would kind of be leaning towards the under in this game, but once again, another game that I did not bet.
All right. As you can probably guess, I pick the games before I find out who's coming on. So
oh no, it's no big deal.
It's just the pick luck of the draw, but we'll be getting to last pitch here in a bit, and then we'll break down the NBA playoff game. Markel likes Stroh's run line. I'm right there.
I'm not going to talk you off of it.
I'm right there with you. And the third game I chose, which isn't going to be a huge surprise to anybody, the Seattle Mariners plus 210 are in Toronto facing the Blue Jays minus 250. A total of 8 in this one. Have the Blue Jays turned the corner, or is this just kind of a small winning streak? Time will tell, but this is a good matchup here. The Jays are played pretty well in the first 2 games against Seattle. One they were favored to win, the other one not so much. Or they were favored with Barrios, but a lot of people like the pitching edge with Seattle in that one. Now it's Gonzalez against Gausman. Gausman has been amazing. He is 3-2, but has a 2.40 ERA, 54 strikeouts so far in the year. He's pitched pretty well. I like the way Toronto played yesterday. I like the way they're playing right now. So I'm taking them here, parlayed with the New York Mets, which is my biggest bet of the night for plus 114. I also have a Gausman over 6.5 strikeouts at minus 102, and Gausman over 5.5 strikeouts and the Toronto Blue Jays to win at plus 105. I think it's going to be a good game, and I think the Jays will continue to take care of business here at home. Tim, Mariners and Blue Jays, any thoughts here?
Yeah, the Blue Jays are going for the sweep in this series, which is a little bit I mean, I know I was high on Seattle coming into the season. They have not performed that way. But I like Marco Gonzalez. And last time out, he pitched solid, 6 2/3, 1 earned run and 5 hits against a good Mets team. And I feel like he's kind of a slept-on pitcher. He's got like a mid-3 ERA. And he is going up against Gausman, so I'm not taking anything away from Gausman. He's been really good this year. 3-2 record. Gausman, the Toronto Blue Jays have won in 5 out of the 7 games that he's pitched. But if I would have to lean to anything, I feel like there's value in going after Seattle today at the big plus 210 price tag. I don't think they should ever be that big of dogs. I know Marco Gonzalez is a pitcher that everybody's kind of not high on, and Gausman's been pitching all that well. He has been pitching well. It would be a lean towards Seattle for me, but once again, this is not a game that I bet because I can't get Toronto games right. Everybody has that one team that they cannot get right for whatever reason, and for me, that is the Toronto Blue Jays. If I bet on them, they look like the Cincinnati Reds. If I bet against them, they look like the Dodgers. When I bet overs, all of a sudden they're Cy Young awards. When I bet unders, they're hitting grand slams. So I cannot get them right. So I refuse to go near Toronto games. You're welcome.
All right. Well, as I said on your show earlier today in the comment section, the Toronto Blue Jays and the Cincinnati Reds should never be mentioned in the same sentence.
Oh, no, there's definitely games that they should be. They should definitely be. No. You understand what I mean, though.
All teams have rough games. The Mets themselves have had some rough games.
But I'm not saying they haven't.
Yeah, all teams have some rough games, but the Reds are, come on, the worst team in baseball.
Exactly.
So
That's why I
Jays
mentioned.
aren't on that level. I have the Mariners bats woken up. Used to hammer them anytime Flexen started, but the offense just wasn't there.
Yeah, Flexen has not been good this year.
Yeah. Hola. Hello, Sam.
Hello, Sam.
And we'll go to last pitch, and then we'll break down the basketball game, playoff game.
Sounds good.
For last pitch here for me, I'll just go over everything I'm on that's not in play already. So as I said already, Guardians money line minus 130, Astros team total over 4.5 minus 118, Astros run line plus 120. I'm doing the same parlay I did yesterday, Miami and the Yankees both on the money line plus 108. I'm taking Toronto and the New York Mets on a money line plus 114. Gosman over 5.5 strikeouts and the Blue Jays to win plus 105. Gosman over 6.5 strikeouts minus 102. And that is about it for me in baseball that's already in play. Everything else, there are some stuff that's this afternoon, but obviously it's already in play. I did tweet it earlier. So check out Let's Go Wild Picks on Twitter if you would like my picks from before the show starts, games. Tim, last pitch. What do you think here? Anything else in the MLB that you like today?
Yeah, I mean, I was on Tampa Bay run line, which cashed. I was on the under 6.5 in Milwaukee, which did not. Our best bet of the day is the over in that San Fran game, so hoping to get some runs. I know the game just started. I like the over in Arizona. I will back Pablo Lopez whenever he pitches. I don't care what the number is. I got Miami on the run line. Pablo Lopez is honestly the Cy Young Award winner in the NL at the moment. He's putting up borderline Jacob deGrom numbers from last year. And then Mets run line. I'm going to back Scherzer, same deal. And then I also have LA, the Angels on the run line as well today. We faded the Angels yesterday, took the Texas Rangers, faded Reed Detmers after his no-hitter. Worked out. Today we're on the LA Angels. And then quick WNBA, Seattle Storm in the over.
All right, sorry, and all right, and the NBA game. I'll quick disclaimer: I'm definitely not an NBA expert. I dabble here and there, but I'm definitely not an NBA expert.
What?
But I'm taking the dog today. Dallas Mavericks plus 5.5, and also on the money line, which I got plus 190. They just have this kind of underdog feeling to them, like this Cinderella story type thing. I don't know. It is the Golden State Warriors, the all powerful Golden State Warriors, but I like to cheer for the underdog, and I don't know. I think we could get an upset in this series, and I think it could start tonight. Tim, what do you think here in the NBA game?
Yeah, Dallas in 6. I feel strong about the Mavericks. I was on them the Jazz series. I was on them the Sun series. I'll be on them this series. And if they make the NBA Finals, I'll be on them there. They were one of the teams that I kind of saw them play without Luka in the first couple of games against the Jazz. I'm like, okay, this team has a chance to win the entire thing. And they went and beat the Suns, which they whooped on the Suns that game 7. That was embarrassing if for the Suns. But I think that and my philosophy with this one is I'm going to grab the money line in both first and second game because I feel like they can split in Golden State. And if they split in Golden State, even if they go 1-1, I'm still profitable. So I want to go after the Mavs the first 2 games of the series, and I'm doing that same thing with Boston. Even though the Boston Celtics lost last night, I'll be on them tomorrow. And both of them plus money for the what do you call it for the money line for the first 2 games. So I feel like that could help out. I like the Mavericks today. I think that's a good spot.
All right, and that is a quick talk about the NBA. Thanks for coming, Tim.
Yep.
We'll see you again.
See you.
I'm going. Now I'll bring in Melissa and Toller for the hockey section.
What's up, Terry? How are you?
Not bad. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm still depressed. It's hard when your teams don't make it to round 2. I'm sure you can attest to that. Actually, Toller can too. All 3 of our teams let us down.
Yeah, it seems to be. Hey, it's what
much
happens.
Heartbreak. And now we're
I
on
see you
round
did
2.
good yesterday, Melissa, in the NHL.
I know. I'm so sorry I couldn't make it on. I was trying, and then something came up. But yeah, you'll see in a little bit. I always try and be cautious for the first few games, and then as I move along, I start to up the volume a little bit more. But yeah, I was on Tampa yesterday, which they looked awful in the first period, and I was thinking this team is not coming back. And then all they needed was just a power play spark, and then they were all over Florida. Which I don't know if you talked about Florida yet, but they were. I don't know what's going on with that team. I mean, you cannot score on the power play. You're not going to win playoff games. I think that they are in trouble here.
Yeah, Nick was bringing up the power play stat yesterday. I guess since you two weren't on yesterday, we'll quickly ask you who you like in the series is. So we'll start with Tampa, Florida. I said I'm on Tampa to win the series yesterday. Melissa?
Yeah, right there with you. Whether it was going to be Tampa or Toronto, I was going to back that team. Again, I think Florida is just lacking experience here. Give me Tampa, and anytime I can get it at plus money is great. Tim.
You'll see one day, Tim. The Sabres will make the playoffs one day. All our teams played a good series, but the Preds. Oh, our boost. Everyone knows the rules. It's Rangers and Flames to win equals fade. Toller, who do you think wins here? Lightning and Panthers.
Yeah, I have Tampa Bay versus Calgary as my final playoffs. That's what I'm really hoping to see here. So give me Tampa Bay to take it all the way.
I like it. And then the other game that played last night, the Blues in Colorado. I am on the Avalanche to win the series. I think they win against the Blues, and then they lose the next series against the Flames. Melissa, Blues and the Avalanche. Who do you think wins here?
Yeah, the Avalanche are my cup team. I laid off that entire game. I thought the total was a little sketch, especially. I think the total was like 7-0 in their last 7 or something like that, and all the books were advertising the boosts, and everyone was on that over. So it was kind of a layoff situation for me. I was hoping that the Blues would pull off that win last night, because then today I would have been betting Avalanche at -1.5. And get a little bit better number. I do think an Avalanche win. I just personally did not bet any sort of side, just because from a value standpoint, I didn't want to lay that on the Avalanche. But I did get a steal on Nathan McKinnon over 2.5 goals. I found it on BetMGM and played that. So we'll see how that shapes out.
Yeah, I didn't bet the Avalanche singly. What I did is I parlayed the 4 teams that I thought would win. I parlayed them all together. Because it's hard to take Colorado at the price that they were. Toller, Blues, and Avalanche. Who do you think wins the series?
The Predators fan in me definitely wants the Blues to dominate, but obviously it's not going to happen. Colorado's a great team. No disregards to any of them or any of their fans, but I think whoever wins this one has a really good chance of beating Calgary, unless Calgary can do something tonight to change my mind. Still going to back Calgary to take it all the way, obviously, but they're just they haven't found their rhythm yet, and it's worrying me because they really need to. But I'm hoping the Blues at least win 2 games and make this a good series. Last night was probably a heartbreaking loss, and they came back in the third period just to lose it in overtime. Well, I say lose in overtime, but really get dominated in overtime. I think it's like a 10-0 shot count. But anyway, hopefully they can steal the next game, and then we'll see what happens in St. Louis.
All right. And we'll get on to today's 2 games here. Rangers plus 155 are in Carolina minus 175, a total of 5.5. in this one. This is the upset that I took to win the series. I may be alone on a little island taking the Rangers, but I think they upset the Hurricanes. And I think there's a good chance that they upset Game 1. So I'm on them plus 145. And then I have 5 player point parlays where I took one player from each team. I have D'Angelo for Carolina, Trocheck for Carolina, Aho for Carolina, and then Zibanejad and Kreider for the Rangers. Yes, I think Rangers win the game, but I took 3 Carolina players just to be kind of hedge myself out there. But I think it is going to be a high-scoring game. Most of the games between these two teams have gone over. So I do think we see some goals here. But I like the Rangers tonight for the upset win. Melissa, Rangers and Hurricanes. I know you probably hate the Rangers, but what do you think here?
Well, the Rangers' game plan is probably going after Aho tonight and injuring him. It's the only way they're winning this game. That's what they did to Pittsburgh. Now, everyone who chirps me before I make this play is if Pittsburgh did go ahead and win this game or win Game 7, I would have bet the same situation that I'm betting tonight. I would have bet the Hurricanes against them as well. I think the Hurricanes are just the better, stronger team. I don't want to go against a team that's undefeated at home. You look at Igor's numbers this year against the Canes. He's let in 8 goals. I think one of them was an empty net, so maybe 7. He's 0-2 against them. And then just from a standpoint of head-to-head, Canes have the advantage of winning that series 3-1. And believe it or not, the win did come from Georgiev. I always don't pronounce his name properly, so I apologize. But the Canes are a team that last year they just needed that one additional year, I think, before they can make a run. So I like them in regulation, and then I'm also going to play the team total over 3.5, which does go well with your over, Terry, because I do think that we should get some goals from the Rangers to help that 5.5. I'm just going to play it safer and try and get some plus money. I got the over 3.5 at plus 110. Every matchup, or I think if you look at the Canes in round 1 when they were at home, they went 2-1 towards getting over 3.5 goals. And the main reason why they didn't get the final one in that last Game 7 is I think Boston had gone to the penalty box or something, and they didn't pull as fast. So those are my 2 plays, but I do lean with your over as well. Maybe I'll be able to play that in game if it starts out slow.
I like it. Toby says Rangers Flames to win, boost a FanDuel boost. I'm assuming that's the States, but if it's in Canada, I'll be hitting that because I'm on both those teams. So I'll have to see. Toller, what do you think here in Rangers and Hurricanes?
Yeah, definitely going to go back to my Hurricanes scoring first. It spoke for itself in the first round. I'm hoping that it does me good here tonight, especially seeing that it's Wednesday and it's known to be Wagon Wednesday. It hit 6 out of the 7 games. We all know that Shesterkin's not good on the road so far in this playoff. I've got it back to Carolina. The line movement is ridiculous, though. I think it opened at like 150 or something near there. Now it's all the way up to 175. It's definitely steered me off from taking the money line. I've taken race to 3 goals on DraftKings. It's a minus 110. It's sat there all day. It hasn't really moved, so that's good. You don't really have to worry about any crazy endings or anything, or the Rangers coming in and injuring Aho, which is definitely on their list. I do believe that is something that they've talked about, seeing the way that how physical they were the first round against Pittsburgh. So if you don't want to take a money line tonight and you like to just get a nice little observation of the first games in the series or the rounds, then this is a good bet. I think you can just get 3 goals and potentially be done halfway through the game if the Canes start clicking at home.
All right. We'll move on along to the second game here. The Oilers plus 140 are in Calgary minus 160. The Battle of Alberta. I believe they said, I think it's been 33 years since the last time these two teams have faced each other in the playoffs. I think it's going to be a great series. There are some notable players that have had success here. Lindholm has 34 points in 32 games career against the Oilers. Gaudreau, 36 points in 41 games. For the Oilers, Draisaitl has 49 points in 38 games. McDavid, 47 points in 34 games. And Evander Kane has 22 points in 20 games against the Flames. So it just happens to be McDavid, Draisaitl, and Evander Kane that are leading the Oilers in points in the playoffs. All three have success against the Flames. But the Flames' top three do pretty well, are almost about a point per game as well. I think we see a lot of goals. I think there's going to be a lot of goals in this series as well. And I think the Flames are going to be victorious here. I think they win tonight in game one. I'm on them on the puck line at plus 158. And then the players that I chose, Draisaitl, Evander Kane, Gaudreau, Tkachuk, and Lindholm. If you want to see the exact pairings of the point parlays, check the spreadsheet in the link in the description of this video. But those are the players I like to score tonight, and I think we see some more goals. Melissa, Oilers and Flames, what do you think here?
Yeah, this game is going to be a sit or a layoff for me. I just want to see how both of these teams play against each other. Very similar to the game last night with the Avalanche and Blues. I do think that this is priced a little wrong. I think that the book is kind of disrespecting the Oilers here. I was expecting maybe the Flames to be more of like minus 120, and Oilers are going to be plus 100. So I'm actually kind of surprised at how juice the Flames money line is with how they were playing against the Stars. We did see the Stars defend heavily against this team, and they were limited to goals, but obviously that was due to Ottinger. So the huge key maker here is going to be Mike Smith. He's older. Is he going to be able to handle this Flames offense, or is this Flames offense just not coming to play in the postseason? Was it just how Dallas played? So those are my what ifs in this series. If I had to take a pre-shot at this, I do lean Oilers, and it's only just a value play, just because I think it's very similar to last night, where Tampa was extremely disrespected by the books, and that's why I was on them, because I felt that that was priced incorrectly. So lean with the Oilers here. As far as the total goes, same situation. Yes, the over seems very obvious in this matchup, but is it going to start off slower, similar to that Avs game? I don't know. I need to see how the Flames play against another team, because, to be honest, I was not impressed with them offensively against the Stars. And I know the Stars play completely different than the Oilers, but to lay the minus 130 on the over, I don't feel like doing that right now. So this will just be a game I'll watch. I think if the Flames do win, I might look at potentially Oilers, like a plus, or potentially to win the series maybe, but I'll let you know.
All right. Yeah, hey, there's nothing wrong with taking a game to kind of see what you're going to get with the series. Like, that's why I liked a lot of my bets towards the end of round one, because we had like four or five games to see these teams face each other. First game ones, it can be kind of tough sometimes. Toller, Oilers and Flames, what do you think here?
Yeah, I'm not going to do anything pregame here. I agree with Melissa. There's a few things that I need to see. I believe the Ottinger was just absolutely amazing. There's a few games there where Calgary was hitting the 50 shots on goal mark. And if they're doing that to Mike Smith, I don't think he's going to hold up. So I want to see how they come out and play here at home. I know it's going to be a heated little rivalry, and like everybody's saying, the Battle of Alberta. So I'm can't take a total right now. I don't know how it's going to pop off. I don't know how the goalies are going to stand. I mean, we got to see how the playing styles match up. I do like Calgary to win, though. Game 1 at home, take the momentum into Game 2. I see 4-2 in this series. I see the Oilers putting up a good fight, especially getting some wins at home, but Calgary's going to get this done. I'm really going to put some more faith into them finding their rhythm here. If not, then I'm going to need to find a new team to back to the finals.
All right. And yeah, speaking of that, the Flames are the 4th team that I chose on my 4-team parlay to win the series. So we will go right on to best bets, best parlay pieces, and everything. Bring everything up here. We'll start with dog of the day. For me, it's the New York Rangers. I leaned with that or with Tim's, and I went with the Rangers. He chose the Dallas Mavericks in the NBA. Brian Sam did not choose a dog. Melissa, is there a dog that you like today?
If I had to take a dog, it'd probably be the Oilers. But again, I'm not betting them. So that's my rule. I'm not going to give one out. But that would just be my lean.
All right. Toller, is there a dog that you like?
Nothing for me today.
All right. We'll go on to over under. The only total that I was on today lost, sadly, in the MLB early on the first game. So no total for me. Tim is going with Arizona, the Dodgers over 8, which is currently in play, 1-0. Bryant is going the Angels in Texas, first 5 over 3.5. And Sam is taking New York Rangers, Carolina, first period, under 1.5. Melissa, is there a total that you like tonight?
Can I do the Canes team total over 3.5, or does it have to be both teams?
Yeah, both teams.
Then give
Yeah,
me Canes
that would have
over.
to be like a change rule at like the beginning of the series or something.
That's okay. Yeah. Well, I know some people do like first period overs and all that too.
Yeah.
But let's do the Canes and Rangers over 5.5.
I like it. I haven't bet it yet, but it's something I lean with as well. Toller, is there a total you like today?
Nah, I'm not gonna force one.
Hey, no worries. And the best bets, best parlay pieces. I'm going baseball today. Toronto and the Mets both on the money line, plus 114. I'm taking the Blue Jays money line as my parlay piece. Tim is taking the Mets minus 2.5, plus 170. Mets money line as his parlay piece. Brian is taking the Angels first 5 run line, minus 125. Yankees money line, his parlay piece. Sam is taking the Golden State Warriors minus 5.5 as his best bet, and Carolina draw double chance as his parlay piece. So for anyone who doesn't know what that means, it means that Carolina can win, or it can go to overtime, and then that bet would cash. If it goes to overtime and the Rangers were to win, you would still win because the draw. So it's Carolina or the draw for double chance. Melissa, what do you think here for best bet and best parlay piece?
Best bet give me the Canes and Reg. I locked it in at plus 100, but I think it's minus 110 right now. So if you can give me that line.
All right, I'll look and see if I can find anything better after the show. And parlay piece?
Parlay piece, just give me Canes plus 1.5. In case your Rangers do pull up off the upset.
Hey, you can always go with the player point. You've been doing.
I was doing well with
points.
the Gensels. Yeah. No, I haven't. No, let's just do side for now.
No worries. Toller, best bet, best parlay piece. You're muted.
Canes to score first would be great, but I just don't like the value on it. So let me get through the race to 3 goals at minus 110 for the Canes. It's my best bet.
All right, and parlay piece?
Parlay piece will be Calgary Flames plus 1.5.
All right. And that is it. That is the show. Best luck to everybody tonight. We will see you tomorrow for another episode of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. Smash the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Hit the like button if you appreciate if you like the content. We appreciate all the support. Best luck tonight, guys. Have a good one.